Hi.
Hi.
Did you start the camera?
Yeah, everything's running. We're ready to go.
Thanks for coming. I'm Colin Grossbeck. This is Neil Klingerman. That's Sean Byers. We think it best to open the panel with some discussion about our intentions here and offer you a brief introduction to our topic, which is Sakuga. Sakuga is a Japanese word that natively means anime drawing, as in the physical illustrations themselves. Genga is one type of Sakuga. It means keyframe animation. These are the key position or pose drawings in an animation cut. Doga is another form of Sakuga. The word means in-between drawing. Doga depicts the fluid motion or movement between the Genga drawings. So Doga and Genga are types of Sakuga, and Sakuga's basic translation is anime drawing, and that's that, right? You see, the word Sakuga has become this type of fan jargon name for a kind of scene or episode of anime footage. One of the more common production stereotypes associated with movies, OVAs, and TV shows animated in Japan is that these productions seem to favor cheaper and more limited movement animation than the films by their Western counterpart studios. Studios like Disney, Rankin Bass, or Don Bluth Entertainment. Budgetary conservation tends to be the modus operandi for Japanese animation. It's an industry where it's commonplace to lay out scenes entirely composed of still frame characters with flapping mouths. Now, what we want to draw your focus to is the idea that anime is anime because it is able to overcome these constraints of limited motion or economic animation. So let's take a look at an example. We have here a very economically animated show. The clip. At least the three of us agree that the clip we just saw was pretty much an accurate example of what that show looks like 99% of the time. But sometimes, rarely, it starts looking more like this next clip. So the kinetic action scene you just saw is what we animation fans call Sakuga. And guess what? That entire scene was drawn by a singular artist. One artist alone. The Sakuga fandom is basically artist appreciation for individual animators instead of directors, studios, genres, or shows. It's a well-known fact that in Western production, many hands touch a single cut of animation footage. Let's use Disney productions as an example. You may have one guy who exclusively draws Simba into a given frame, while someone else draws all the side characters into that same frame, and yet another group of apprentices will draw the backgrounds and the stupid little dancing flowers. But in Japanese productions, scenes or cuts are given to a single animator to draw on their own. Sometimes entire episodes are even given to one of these animators. This type of workflow has been the perfect breeding ground for specialist animators, which makes total sense, right? Give the artist who draws the best car motion all the racing scenes to animate, and give the guy who draws the best battles only the most important battles in the series so that they look the best. So that brings us back to this idea of artist appreciation. If you think about it, the job of an animator is to draw characters that some other artist has already designed and make them fit in and move as part of a piece of media. It's not their job to be a disruption to their project by being overly individual. So how is individuality expressed by an animator? It's through motion, framing, and layout. Sakuga fans seek to appreciate the individuality of artists who work in a medium that purposely obscures their personal signature. So now that you know why we're here, why don't we take a look at our first artist? I'm going to show you some clips from, 3 clips from Yutaka Nakamura, who's a Grandmaster of battle animation. Some of the signatures of this artist are consistently high detailed keyframes, Low and wide camera angles, he uses a lot of them. Very, very complex back and forth choreography for fighting. And bladed weapons that turn into triangles while they're swinging through the air and in motion. So here's a look at 3 clips from Nakamura. Remember, this is just Nakamura animating these. This was Studio Bones' first movie. Yeah, it's called Sword of the Stranger. As those swords kind of fly around, they turn into these weird inward-facing triangles. It's kind of a signature of this guy's work. That cool back and forth choreography that this guy's great about, and like I said, these low, wide angle shots that he uses all the time. And then this is the last scene, and he did this battle as well. So, moving along, I'm going to let Sean talk to you about the process of animation. So take it away, Sean.